People have had a hint of some of the activity, but we've been highly blessed that we still have communications, that we still have, comforts. As time continues, we're talking about 2024. I can't even look past 2024. I can't do that. I'm focused on 2024, no other day. 2024, the activity is just beginning. It is mathematically, it is increasing in a way that puts us near a peak target date. Too close. Too close. That means our weather phenomena is going to be greatly affected. So is everything geological. And we've been seeing some massive changes in the Earth's geologically, right? Areas that have been dormant for a long time are no longer dormant. I suspect this trend will continue, but it will increase in intensity. And the intensity will increase. And it is unfortunate because it will cause some unfavorable conditions to all of us. Now, we're not talking about the end of the world, but we could be talking about the end of power for nations. Right? That would be just not so good. I know a lot of people, they really think that, you're only going to have a large-scale power outage through an EMP. That's wrong. That's very wrong. Just so you know, we have a band around the Earth that is electrical. It is highly charged, right? In the absence of that band, all these high-speed particles, the first thing you're going to start seeing is the auroras. They're going to go worldwide, right? When they go worldwide, Air Force is going to have a daunting task on their hands to salvage as many satellites as they can. You guys do realize that the GPS satellites are owned by the U.S. Air Force, right? You guys know that. The Air Force satellites are owned, or the GPS satellites are owned by the U.S. Air Force for the entire world. For all of us. For all missile guidance, both enemy and friend. Just so you guys know this. If we start losing the GPS satellites, it will affect everything. That means blind missiles, blind navigation, blind everything.
Make a right
Maybe it's
turn.
a shortcut, Dwight. It said go to the right.
It can't mean that.
The
The
lake.
machine
This
knows.
is the lake.
Stop yelling at me.
No, it's
Stop
up here.
yelling.
There's no road here.
Right? With the changes in the sun, with the changes in the magnetosphere of the Earth, and it goes hand in hand. As we get more and more turbulent, and we're talking about in no less than a week, there are going to be some turbulent areas in the Earth in no less than a week that will no doubt affect the job of the Air Force, communications on the Earth, power in certain places of the Earth. Quirky things will begin to happen on the Earth in less than 1 week. Not 4 months and 5 months and all this kind of stuff. No, this is a very immediate issue that will continue throughout the year. The anomaly, the southern anomaly, is growing at a very alarming rate. All of a sudden, it starts expanding. All of a sudden, as of 2024. Probably last month when maybe a couple of weeks, maybe at the beginning of February, it began to grow too much. Right? There are telltale signs this thing is growing. And so you have these no-go zones in that anomalistic region that are now, they're being marked, and it will reflect upon air travel. It's going to reflect on everything because it's growing. The deal is that areas are losing the protection of the magnetosphere. Right? It's going away. It's going away. That's going to be a big trouble spot. Just so you understand this, if we have a weakened magnetosphere, right? If we had zero solar flares, no solar flares, listen, no solar flares, but our magnetosphere was weakened to about 10% of what it is now, it would be a Carrington event every second. Do you guys understand that? That means equipment that's not plugged in will start running. Equipment that's plugged in will burn up. That's what that means. That means no GPS. And without GPS, calculations on Earth cannot be made for other automated systems. That means your computers are not going to work. Your computers operate by a clock, which can be highly affected by magnetic changes. If the timing in your processors is off, your computer is you're going to have flip bits all over the place, and you're going to have zero calculations. None. That means everything you try to save is going to be nothing. And in the Bible, did it not say that the rider is smitten with madness and the horses with blindness? Now, we don't ride horses, but we do use vehicles. In today's world, a horse would be a vehicle. If the horse is blind, it cannot navigate. Correct? We don't use horses right now. We use vehicles. Vehicles navigate by way of GPS. A blindness of a vehicle would be no GPS. None. That means something happened to the mission of the Air Force and Space Command, where they absolutely failed, right? They failed to maintain those GPS satellites. If the vehicles cannot see, missiles cannot see. The only way a missile can see, and this has been a big rush, just so you now understand this, right now, or it has been, as of late, that missiles were guided. Even self-guided missiles were guided with GPS. There's only one way to guide a missile outside of GPS. Does anybody know what that is? Artificial intelligence. That's the only way. Through second-to-second observation of the terrain, of identification of every object it sees. So why do you think there's a rush in getting AI into armaments? You're starting to see it now? Because it's almost as if somebody suspects GPS is going to fail. You're starting to see it now? Why would they put AI navigation modules within military vehicles? Maybe they suspect GPS will fail. Why? Because our magnetosphere is going into a chaotic state. And the sun is building its interactions with something way out there. And it's happening now, not later, but now. Most people are not going to be aware of this. They won't pay attention to it. I'm just telling you what I know. They're not going to pay attention to it. They're going to try to do everything to explain it away until it takes them. Until it absolutely takes them. Right? This means many things will increase in the earth, and there will be telltale signs you'll be able to see. One of the telltale signs you need to watch out for are global auroras. You think something will be wrong if you start to see auroras all over the globe, all around the earth. That'll be a telltale sign. That'll be a telltale sign of the change in our magnetosphere. We are going into the chaotic activity of the magnetosphere. It'll seem solid first, as it is right now. Then it will abruptly and continuously change. As it changes, radiation is going to leak right into the earth. It will affect everything. It will. Everything. Also, there's going to be a lower dependency on the precision of most calculations. Let's go ahead and face it. The world right now utilizes computers for precision mathematics. The slightest error or buildup in errors and loss of checksums is going to cause some severe problems with all the systems. And this is happening, people. That this is real. This is not theoretical, nor is it made up. This is a real, this is the real deal. The auroras is one telltale sign. Right? I'm interested to see how they explain what the sun is about to do. And it's really about to go haywire. They will not give you an early warning of this because they themselves don't have an early warning of this. And it's going to cost. It's going to be costly. Very costly. It will.
This has been the Confidential Report. For even more stories like this one, make sure to subscribe to our channel today. And please show your support by clicking the like button on this video. For even more stories and news you deserve to know the truth about, follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Thank you for watching the Confidential Report.